So guys, let's talk about Nigeria versus Brazil in the Olympics 2024 women's football. Even though the scoreline is 1-0 in favor of Brazil, in my own opinion, I feel the Super Falcons did so well. They were just unlucky today. They really played very well. They went toe-to-toe with Brazil. Do you know the Brazil they played against? Brazil that has Marta. 38-year-old Marta. Do you know who Marta is? Marta is like Messi and Ronaldinho in women's football. She has won it all. She has seen it all. If you take a look at her achievements, the awards she has won, you will know the Super Falcons did so well today. They played very well today, in my own opinion. They did well putting Africa on the map. And I'm going to pick them up because I feel it's still not over. They are in a very difficult group in Group C, alongside Spain, European champions, Japan, Asian champions, and also Brazil, South American champions. But we believe in our capabilities because this Nigeria Super Falcons team is the best national team in Nigeria. There's nothing you can tell me. Before this tournament, they went 15 games unbeaten. There's nothing you can tell me. Today, I watched the game. And if anyone who watched the game would attest to the fact that these girls, these women, these ladies really played their heart out. They did so well. So in today's video, we are going to break it down into 3 parts. We are going to talk about the first half, the second half, and also we are going to talk about individual performances from players and what to do next. So guys, please make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. My name is Adam. I'm a Ghanaian, and I'm going to react to this because Ghana is not in this competition. So we are going to talk about Nigeria. We are supporting Nigeria, and it's good that we have that African mentality to support one another so that we can move forward. It's very important. So guys, share, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure to share this video to reach a lot of people. So quickly, let's jump into it and talk about the first half. Let's talk about the first half. In the first half, Nigeria and Brazil had an evenly contested game. If you take a look at the first half statistics, it paints a clear picture of how the game went, especially taking a look at their ball possession. Nigeria had 45%, Brazil had 55%. Nigeria had their moments in the game. Same for Brazil. They also had their moments in the game. It wasn't like Nigeria was defending throughout. No, it was an open game where both teams wanted to win. Take a look at their total shots. Nigeria had a total shot of 6. Brazil had a total shot of 11. Also take a look at their big chances created. Nigeria created 2 big chances in the game. In the first half, Brazil created only 1. But then at the end of the first half, Brazil walked away with 1 goal. Nigeria didn't. And I'm going to talk about the chances these 2 teams had in the first half. Also, if you take a look at goalkeeper saves, 2 for Nigeria, 2 for Brazil. I'm going to be very honest. The Nigeria goalkeeper is very good. Some saves she did in the first half was what was keeping the team alive. Same for the Brazilian goalkeeper. In fact, in the 15th minute, if it wasn't for the Brazilian goalkeeper, Nigeria would have been 1 goal up. Because she made 2 crucial saves in the first half, which I felt like changed the dynamics of the game in favor of Brazil. So the goalkeepers for both teams were very good and on top of their game in the first half. Also take a look at passes. Brazil had a total pass of 157 in the first half. Nigeria had a total pass of 138 in the first half, which is not bad. It is quite close. If you also take a look at tackles, also free kicks, you can see everything right here on your screen. This gives you a clear picture of how the first half went. It was a moment. It was all about moments and taking chances. Nigeria had their moments, but they were not able to take their chances. But then when Brazil had theirs, they took it. Now, you see, there was a moment in the game where Nigeria, in the 15th minute, had 2 clear opportunities to actually score a goal. They squandered it. But when Brazil had their chance, their first opportunity was a goal by ruled offside by VAR. That goal was scored by Marta. A very well-crafted goal by Marta, but it was ruled offside. And a moment later, in the 34th minute, Marta gave an excellent assist. Marta just gave an excellent assist from almost few yards away from the 18-yard box and found Gabi Nunes. And Gabi Nunes is one prolific striker. If you take a look at her performance at club level, no one should tell you last season she scored 11 goals. This is a player who has good movement as a striker. Her positioning is always good. She was able to beat the offside trap and scored a goal for Brazil. And I mean, the first half was just excellent. Now, moving away from the first half, let's take a look at the second half. So the second half was also evenly contested. Now, if you take a look at the second half statistics right here, it paints a perfect picture of how the second half went. Ball possession, 50-50 for both teams. They evenly went in the second half. Both teams wanted to win the game. It wasn't like one team or one country was dominating the other. They both created chances in the second half and wanted to win the game. So ball possession was 50-50, and I like this. Also, big chances created. Brazil created one big chance in the second half, but then Nigeria didn't. If you take a look at total shots, Nigeria played 7 shots in the second half. Brazil played only 5 shots. Nigeria beats Brazil when it comes to total shots in the second half as compared to the first half. Goalkeeper saves, Nigeria 2, Brazil 3. It shows you clearly that Nigeria were putting on more pressure. They were more purposeful to win the game in the second half. So the Brazilian goalkeeper had to do more saves than the Nigerian goalkeeper. Also, corner kicks, Nigeria had 3, Brazil had 2. It also tells you more. Nigeria were pressing more. They were more in the Brazilian box, the 18-yard box, more in the second half as compared to the first half. Now, you can take a look at other statistics such as passes, tackles, free kicks, and co. But then, one thing I liked about the second half was the changes from the coach. The coach really did well. I mean, the coach saw that this team needed some different dynamics, and he brought in changes that, helped Nigeria. Nigeria were pressuring Brazil. I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe it. They were pressuring Nigeria in the second half. They were more purposeful. They wanted to win the game. It's just like, you see, football is a game of moments and taking chances. If you don't do that, you end up losing. This scoreline is not a bad one, in my opinion. The 1-0 is not a bad one. Nigeria can come back from it. But then they went toe-to-toe with Brazil, which really excites me. The Super Falcons really put up a very good show, both in the first half and also in the second half. Now, let's take a look at players who really did well and really impressed me based on my own opinion. But then let me know who was the man of the match. So in goal post, Marta really impressed me. See, her ball distribution was on point. Her reflex saves was on point. Most times in the game, her decision making was also on point, and her anticipation was on point. So in my own opinion, Chiamaka as a goalkeeper, I'm going to give her 6/10. She was on point for me today. Not only that, if you take a look at the center backs, Osinachi and also Blessing, they were really good in the first half, but then they lost focus. When they considered the goal in the first half, in the 33rd minute, they lost focus. They were rattled. So because it was, rejected by VAR, they lost focus, and then Brazil capitalized on that and then banged them with a second goal, which was actually accepted. That is why the scoreline is 1-0 instead of 2-0. So for Osinachi and also Blessing, I'm going to give them the same rating. I'm going to give them 5/10, 5/10 based on my own opinion. But then they still did well in my own opinion. Now, Okeke really was the weakest link in the Nigerian setup, especially at the left back. She was the weakest link. It was where they were using. It was where Brazilians were using. I'm going to give her 4/10. I believe she has more room for improvement. She can work on the game, but then she wasn't bad in the game. She was really helping the defenders. Also, Alozi, I hope I got the name right. I mean, she was on top. She did well throughout the game. She played right back and played left back today. What do you mean? She played right back, played left back today. In my own opinion, she really did well. Amongst the 4 defenders, she was the one really doing well, in my own opinion, because she was combining both defensive and offensive work and making sure that she overlaps almost every time. I mean, I love what she did today. Honestly, she's beautiful. She has a lot of talent, and I'm going to give her 7/10. She really, really did well. She really impressed me. Michelle Alozi. Now, if you come to the midfield, Christy, the number 10. I mean, she wasn't bad. She was doing her work. She was really doing her work as a DM. She wasn't bad at all. She was really impressive. I'm going to give her 6/10. And also, Deborah. She was my man of the match. You see, when Nigeria want to start their attack, it starts from Deborah. The 2 center backs go wide, and then Deborah slots in the middle as a center back, receives the ball from the goalkeeper, and then pushes it forward. Now, this player is the one who starts the transition, but then also she's in the middle there, making sure she works as a number 8. See, she was brilliant in the game. Let's be very honest. Deborah was brilliant in the game. I understand why. I mean, she's one of the best here in Africa. She really did her job Jersey number 13. Honestly, I was really impressed and sold by her performance. Not only that, when you take a look at the number 10, Tony Payne, who plays for Everton in the Women's Super League in England, she wasn't bad at all. But then I felt like she was holding on to the ball for too long. But then she had flair. She had flair, which I felt like was good. She created chances too for, the strikers. She was very good. Her hold-out play was just excellent in the game at certain points in time. So for Tony Payne, I'm going to give her a 5/10, an average score. For Rashidat Ajibad, God, like that girl, she was something else. She was something else. Rashidat, she was something else. Please forgive me if I don't mention the names correctly. Rashidat was something else. See, she was the main go-to girl for Nigeria in the game. Main go-to girl for Nigeria in the game. And I felt like the Brazilians knew that from the get-go, so they were tackling a lot. But if you take a look at all the single chances Nigeria had in that game, it was through her. She was the captain of the side. Very brilliant. She was making sure everything was working according to plan. She can dribble 1v1 situation. She was there. Decision-making, she was there. She had flair. She knows how to control balls in tight spaces. This is what you get from a complete player. She's giving me Mohamed Kudus vibes. I know. She's really giving me Mohamed Kudus vibe. This is like a female version of Mohamed Kudus. Very, very good player. Very good player. And she should be the captain. And that is based on my opinion. Like she was very, very good in the game. Now, if you take a look at the other players who also played, they weren't bad. That's based on my opinion. They weren't bad. But then let me also allow you to rate the rest of the players. I don't want to talk too much in today's game. Now, let's talk about what Nigeria should do next. I believe Nigeria still have an opportunity to qualify out of the group. There is a place for the third best. So you can just win one game, get 3 points, and still qualify to the next stage. It's just a matter of conceding more goals. Today, conceding one goal is just enough. It's good. They can bounce back. The group, we can beat Spain. We can beat Japan. It is not too difficult. The difficult one is the one that has been played today. And Africa is behind the Nigeria, Super Falcons. Ghana is behind Nigeria. Ghana is not there. We don't have no one to support than support Nigeria. Because to me, out of the African countries that went to the Women's Olympics for the football, I believe Nigeria are the ones who I believe are going to do something because they really have the players to do it. They have quality on the team, both on bench and also those, feeding in at first 11. That is based on my opinion. But then, guys, this is my own takes on the game. Let me know yours down below in the comments. And I believe that Jersey number 13, Deborah, was my woman of the match. Let me put it in that way. She was my woman of the match. She really, really played a very good game today. Let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comments. Let me know your own analysis of the game, how you saw the game. I saw most Nigerians saying, these girls really played well. They played better than the Super Eagles. Let's not lie. The Super Falcons played better than the Super Eagles. Let's not lie. These girls are really doing well. God bless them. They should continue to make Nigeria proud, Africa proud. We hope to see them in their next game where they can win against the opponent. My name is Adam. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go vibe.